So far you have seen how to create videos that are in some sense a replacement of the lectures in a traditional classroom. But as a teacher, you often want to share additional material also with your students, for example, slides or lecture notes or practice problems. And sometimes you may also want to conduct quizzes to see how your students are performing. So all this is course content which you want to share with your students. How to do it? That is what we are going to see next. So we will start out with how to do it with Google Drive. This is a very simple approach and may suffice in some situations. So the main thing here is you should organize your course material nicely. So for this, you should create a main folder in Google Drive. Within this folder, you should include certain files which are useful for your students to check. For example, one file can tell what the syllabus is and logistics as to how you're going to conduct the class, so on. Schedule is a very important file. This can tell them what to watch in a given time window, let's say this week or the next week. Announcements are also very useful if you want to convey something specific to the students, and this keeps varying over time. And then come your course material in the form of videos, slides and quizzes. This also you should organize them into individual folders within this main folder. So these are in some sense subfolders. Now how to organize this? You can organize this based on concepts or a weekly plan. So for example, if it is weekly plan, you will say week 1, week 2, so on, like that. Or if it is concepts, let's take the example of math. It can be rational numbers, that is one concept. It can be linear equations, that is another concept. It can be geometry, that is another concept, so on. Once you organize all the content into this main folder, now you can share this folder with your students. So that is the next operation. But you have to be very careful when you share. You definitely want to give them only view permissions. If you give them edit permissions, they may just mess up all your organization. So it's important. So we'll see how to do the sharing. And this sharing often gives you a link. This link, if you share it with your students via email or other channels like WhatsApp, they can then periodically check this link, go through the folders, go through the schedule and follow what is happening. Of course, you have to complement this with some live sessions through some Google Meet. We'll talk about this later. So let's see a demo of this. So this is my Google Drive account. Of course, we are assuming that all of you have a Google account. If you have a Google account, you can go to Google Drive, drive.google.com after you log in. And here I'm going to create a folder, which is my course folder. For that, you can click new, go to a folder, name whatever you want, my course, and create. I have already created one, which is this demo. So once you do that, a folder appears here. So I named it demo. So let's see what is within this. So within this folder, I have created multiple other folders. Again, the process for this is the same. You click new, choose a name, and it is going to create a folder for this. I have also added this schedule document. You can add other documents. For example, if I do Google Docs and create and share. So this can be announcements, and here you can write whatever announcements you want. So once this is done, you can see that it shows up here. Let's go inside a folder. So as you can see, there is some video material for the students to watch. How did this material come about? You can use this new file upload and you can select some MP4s from your machine and upload them. There it has appeared. Not just videos, you can also upload, let's say, PDF files. So this is all study material for the students under this particular section. One thing I want to mention here is that sometimes we may want to give quizzes to our students. This, if you are giving it as practice problems in the form of PDF, you can definitely upload it here. But Google Drive permits us to use Google Forms as quizzes. How exactly? I have given some reference where you can go through it in detail. If you want to use Google Forms as quizzes, don't include those forms in this folders, not just in this folder, in fact anywhere here, because this demo folder will be shared with the students, in which case they can access the responses for the quiz directly, which you may not want. If you want to give quizzes, go back to your drive, create a new folder. Let me call this demo quizzes. That is, these are quizzes for my course, demo course. Do this. There it has appeared. Now within this, I can now add quizzes. So I can add quizzes through Google Forms. So this is a Google form. Let me call this quiz 1 on rational numbers. And how to use Google form as a quiz? There is some detail there which I do not wish to cover now, but I have provided references for it. It is in fact pretty straightforward. You can do it on your own because the UI of Google Forms is quite user friendly. I'll just point out that if you go to settings, there are these quizzes, and if you do this, make this as a quiz, you have to select some configuration parameters here, and you do this. Even here when you are creating the quiz, it gives you some features that permit you to grade the student answers. So I will leave it at that, just with the summary that Google Forms can be used for quizzes where you can even grade your student performance. Note that these quizzes should mainly be used for feedback. If you use them for grades, it is very easy for students to copy in these quizzes because there is no proctoring in place. So keep that thought in mind. So the quiz shows up here. You can add any number of quizzes here. And please don't share this demo quizzes folder with your students. But what you need to share with the students is the following. So here again, let me go to the quiz. You go to the send, and here there is a link that you are getting. This is a link that you are getting. You can even shorten this URL, and this link is what you need to share with the students. This is the link which you can cut, paste and put it in the schedule which we are going to cover next. And here is the schedule. Let's see this as well. So this is telling something like in week 1, under rational numbers folder, you watch these 2 videos and attempt this quiz 1, that is also rational numbers. In week 2, under rational numbers, you watch this video and attempt this quiz 2. And this is how you organize your content. Once you can keep on adding more content as the semester progresses, and students will get to see it provided you share this folder with them. So let's see how to share. So here is the folder. I am right clicking it and there is a share button here. Let me click on share. Here, as you can see, there is an option which says anyone with the link can view. If you click specifically further down and do more, these are all the options that are there. I would suggest you to just use anyone with the link can access, no sign in required. This makes it easier for your students to access the link. And this is very important. Do not give them organized add or edit, then they will mess up your files. You should only give them view permission. And once you do this, you can copy this link. If you do this, it will copy it to the clipboard, and then you can cut paste it into your email and send it out to your students. And once they click on this link, they will get access to this demo folder. So that is how you share. This approach has some drawbacks. So one big drawback, when we covered flipped classes, I mentioned that when you are trying to do flipped classes where you are moving away from traditional classes, you need to ensure that these videos mimic in-class settings there where interactivity in these videos in the form of in-video quizzes are very useful for retaining the attention of students. So with this Google Drive, you will not have this feature. You also cannot easily track student progress. Are they watching these videos that you have put up? This also you cannot track. And there is no channel for bi-directional discussion and student interaction. While you can have live sessions, those are once in a while. Lot of times you may want to post some discussion, and students may also want to clarify some questions. So for that you require a discussion forum, again through Google Drive. That is missing. If you want all this, you really have to go for a learning management system, which can be a bit more complex, but this, that is sharing of course material with Google Drive, is a good first step to get started with online teaching. I want to also mention these two other things which you should look up on your own. Lot of this material that you are putting together, you may want to organize it within your PC or laptop, and each time you have to share it with your student, you have to upload it to Google Drive. So this can be a little bit tedious. So there are options like Google Drive Backup and Sync, where if you download this app, it auto syncs the file from your PC to the cloud, which in this case is the drive. No need to individually upload in that case. So this can make things very easy. So for Windows and Mac, Google supports this app. In fact, the app is from Google. You can download it. How to manage it, you can see that in this video on YouTube. Unfortunately, Google does not support this app for Linux, but people have figured out ways to do it. It's a little bit complex, but those enthu can try it out. Some instructions are at this URL. As we have seen in the demo, it is possible to include quizzes also as part of your folders, where you're using Google Forms as quizzes. How to use Google Forms as quizzes, it is covered here and here. It is pretty straightforward, but if you need additional help, you can refer to these two resources.